are starting our first lecture on basics of VHDL. So what is VHDL? VHDL stands for means B stands for BHSIC and HDL. What is BHSIC? BHSIC is very high speed integrated circuits, and HDL stands for hardware description language. Like what is hardware description language? Like we have studies like C and C++. These are called software description software language. So we can't create a, hardware by using them. So like VHDL is a hardware description language. So it is a programming language. It is used to model a digital system. These are the three types of modeling used in VHDL, like data flow, behavioral, and structural style of modeling. And these things we will see in the further slides. So this language was first introduced in 1981 by the Department of Defense (DoD) under the BSSIC program. So on the next slide, uh, elements of BHDL. There are five elements of BHDL. Like first is entity, second is architecture, third is configuration, fourth is packet declaration, and fifth is package body. So most of the time we will use entity and architecture, and sometimes we will use configuration. And with the very last time we will use packet declaration and package body. So the mainly we will use for first three. So like what is entity? So it is entity is known as the nameplate of the design. It is a naming of a design. Like it is used to specify the input and output ports. Like within the entity, we specify the input and output ports of our design, and there can be one or more than one input and output ports, and both input out a port can be a both input and output port also. And so this is the syntax of entity. This is the first we will use the word entity. Uh, After that we will use we will give the name, that entity name. It can be a variable, any name you want to give. And then this is after that is. So after that, port declaration. What is port declaration, that we will see in further slides. In this we have to declare the inputs and output ports, like we will see that. And what is after that, we will have to end this entity with end statement, and followed by its name. So rules for writing port names. There are some rules for writing port names. Like port name consists of letters, digits, and underscores. Uh, and it will always begin with the letter. It cannot port names always begin with a letter. Like if you want to name a port like 2VC, so you can't do that. It should be a letter. First letter. After that, you can use number and underscore, but it first letter would be a letter. So after that, third is port name is case insensitive. So you can use small and capital. There is no there is no such type of thing. So this is the example of that I have taken. Like first we have to import library IEEE. IEEE is a standard international unit of library. So we will use this. And in the IEEE we will use std logic 1164. This is the specified name of library, and we will import .all. We will import all the files in that. And entity or ENT. This is the name of our entity. And after that, we have declared port X input port, and Y input port, and F is output port. And after that, we end the entity by using or ENT. Like here, I input std logic. It is a type of like we can use other. We will use other things instead of std logic. We will see in further slides. Like it is not that always we will use std logic. What is architecture? So next thing is architecture. What is architecture? Architecture is the actual description of the design. Means it will tell what the things that you are going, what the functionality it will do. So which is used to describe how the circuit will operate. Yeah. So architecture declarative part may contain variables that we'll see. So this is the syntax of architecture. Architecture, the first keyword will be architecture. After that, architecture name, of, then entity name. And architecture declarative part means here architecture declarative part may contain variable, constant, or component declaration. So it may be an additional variable and something more. And after that begin, and after that statement. So this is the main part. We have to write the code, we have to write the logic, what our hardware circuit is going to do. So at the place of statement we will write that, and after that end architecture name. So end followed by architecture name. So this is the example for OR gate. So architecture or archive, this name we have used, or ENT, this is the entity name, and is. After that begin, and this is the logic of OR gate. Like we simply OR X and Y, means we simply OR the inputs and stored in F, in our output variable, and end or archive. So we will end the architecture. So this is the complete VHDL code for OR. Like we have combined both the entity and architecture, and like one entity can be used in different architecture. Like these inputs and these inputs we can use in other different architecture, like for doing some different operations. And after that, this is the modeling in VHDL. So there are for writing for writing this logic f, x, or y, we can use three different modeling styles. So this is here, it is a behavioral modeling. So like we can use data flow modeling, behavioral modeling, and structural modeling, whatever we want. So we will study in all of these in details. Thank you. It will be continued after that.